What's going on, guys? It is MurderInc here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the tag team arena. And this is something that I kind of missed on when it first came out, before I really took that deep dive into this brand new content. So without wasting any time, let's take a look at what I missed. Tag Team Arena is live, 6/22, kind of a while ago now, as I just mentioned. Tag Team Arena Awards. They even made a Tag Team Arena video. There's nothing I love more personally than more content in Raid Shadow Legends. So let's get into this Tag Team Arena and see what we can do and see what we can figure out together. So the first thing I thought of when I saw Tag Team Arena is, I think this is a really cool concept, and I wanted to try something special just to test it out with you guys, because I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. So the first thing we want to do here is make it so as soon as we enter this arena here, as we can see, my team 1 has just a hegemon and a bully. We want to get this all set up, and I'll show you exactly why. Alright guys, so now that we're loading into our first battle, the reason why I put bully in here is so that once the person sees the log, it's going to be all about how they can try to further better their team. But now that we know this is Tag Team Arena, simply what I have to do is I have to find the button to make sure that bully can tag in my new team, and it's going to be perfect. This is some quality content. We're going to play this guy so he thinks that his team was beat by a bully, but now I'm just going to tag in my team here. All I have to do is find the button that lets me swap my bully for the proper champion. It's got to be here somewhere. Info, refresh, no. Maybe there's a hidden button on the screen. Maybe you have to wait until it's bully's turn. We hit auto here. Okay, so this isn't going as according to plan.
Got him!
Wait, maybe I have something wrong here. Hold on. Don't tell me Plarium lied to me again, please. If there's one thing I learned in life, it's that Google will never lie. Tag team definition. Already looked it up. A pair of wrestlers who fight as a team taking the ring alternately. One team member cannot enter the ring until touched or tagged by the one leaving.
Tag team.
Tag team. One more time in case you missed it.
Tag team.
Tag team. I don't understand Plarium. I feel like you're playing with my emotions now. Tag Team Arena. Tag Team Arena is Tag Team Arena. Tag Team Arena. Yet we have 3 classic arena battles back to back.
Tag team.
Tag team. Alright guys, getting back into the video, all jokes aside, I'm really not as upset as some people were initially for this Tag Team Arena. I definitely can say that I'm using champions that I never thought I would use, and it definitely gives me a reason to use these champions to my advantage. Now, I learned a lot of things while playing this Tag Team Arena, and these are some of the things that I want to share with you guys. The first tip would be, if you are trying to move up in your ranking and in your placements, throughout this, there are a few things you should know. Even though there is an incentive to stack up gold bars, if you want to push to the highest bracket possible, I highly recommend not fighting for the first 2 or 3 days once the ranking period of the Tag Team Arena starts. What this does for you is it allows you to see teams that provide more points than normal. This will let you be a lot pickier when picking your teams, and allow you to use one simple tool that I found very efficient in pushing to where you can actually lose 2 battles and only win 1 going forward. So let's get into exactly what I'm talking about when I say that. We are going to pick our first battle right here against this player called Enemy. Now all I want to do in this battle is beat one of their teams, but I want to learn about all of their other teams, understand how to beat it within this one match, so I can go back and fully defeat this team for an easy 3 win. Now for those of you who don't know, you actually get to battle the opponent a second time if you lose 2 battles out of the 3 battles. So this is very important to notice, and this is why this is so important to know, especially when trying to rank up in the 3v3 arena. So here we are starting this first match here. The goal is to be able to one-shot them with both of my hegemons here, so I can further investigate the other teams on this list. So first hegemon went, Rotos went, that's going to proc his passive there, perfect. Let's take out the Duchess followed by Arbiter here to get rid of any reviving threat. Now we're going to use our second Hegemon here. Perfect. Now these battles, all they want to do is let it play out for a round just to see what I'm working with, and then I will just skip to next. Okay, so as I can see here, there isn't a damage dealing Torment, which is good. The Valkyrie is semi-fast, so I am going to have to cut in. So whatever speed my Seeker is at, that's what speed any type of debuff stripping champion is going to have to be. Now that I know this, I can just hit skip battle. Moving on to this second battle here, I know that this team is going to work, and I also figured out that for anyone who has duplicate legendaries, whether it's duplicate legendary, duplicate epic, even a duplicate rare, in case you use the wrong one, like I purposely did for the point of this video, I put in the Trunda that wasn't in an immunity set, and I had no idea of knowing which one it was. So now that I know this for sure, and I know that the Hegemon is going to kill my champion and allow my Arbiter to go first, I can hit skip battle here, and let's head straight to that screen. So as we can see here, I only lost 1 point overall. So as you can see, plus 13, minus 7, and minus 7. So what this allows me to do, now that I've seen their team, I can actually go back to the same player, adjust my roster to make sure that I am beating this team, and I have full knowledge of what to expect now, who their champions are going to be, and exactly what I need to counter a team like this. Alright, so let's start this battle again now that I've made the adjustments that I have, and get right back into it. So once again, we have our double Hegemon going here, and the Rhodos possibly. Okay, so I just ended up, okay, so this is good. So I'm going to counterattack there, and his passive proc, so now we're just going to do the cleanup. The order was a bit different, so this is something you have to keep in mind and calculate if you're going to go through this, especially if you are using the Rhodos. So now I'm going to use this buff, making sure Valk goes. All of the debuffs are being used. Now I have a Madame Ceres perfectly speed tuned to go next and strip all of the buffs on the enemy team here. So now we can pretty much just put this on auto and watch our damage dealing Harvest Jack work his magic here with those easy kills. With the Mountain King cleanup now, we'll take out the Krisk, and we can just pretty much throw this on auto, kill this Torment, and move on to our next battle. Alright, and now we're at our final battle here where I do have the correct Trunda. So we're going to revive, turn meter boost, strip these debuffs, and go for the easy clean kill here. So now, as we can see here, I got 96 gold bar and 39 ranking points. So if you calculate the total here, I did lose 1 point initially as far as rank goes to scout out what this team has to offer. However, I just made up 39 points in this battle, netting me 38 total points. Now it's much easier to find teams like this that yield high points to you as the player if you wait without attacking. If you start attacking too early, you don't see as many teams as this. These teams haven't had enough time to really push in the 3v3 arena. So that is my biggest advice for offense going forward while we're working through all these placements until we reach the final stage of Gold 4 in the weeks to come. Now that we briefly went over that, I want to go over defense and the best solution that I found. So if you know from doing arena, the most important thing to know when fighting a team in arena is being able to scout your team ahead of time, pre-plan what you can possibly do to that team. Now that's where I personally took a look at this and said 3v3 arena has players using champions they would never normally use. With that, opens the door to a lot of really cool things, and I like doing a lot of psychological things. So if I showed you this team and I said, which champion on this team is going to be the fastest champion in your opinion, who would you pick? Most people would probably say Lissandra, Arbiter. I actually have the fastest champion as my Duchess in this team composition. So doing certain things like that, maybe taking your Arbiter, putting in a full immunity set, because as we can see, my second team here is very susceptible to a Torment. So if I put everyone in immunity gear here, sacrifice a little bit on speed, it's not something the enemy is going to anticipate the first time through. Another huge advantage players can use has specific synergy with the champion Torment. When someone sees a Torment, they usually go through as much work as they possibly can to make sure they're doing everything in their power to prevent their team from getting frozen. Now what you can do is build a Torment with very little accuracy in full damage as quick as you possibly can. This will completely take the enemy off guard, and Torment actually does a significant amount of damage if you do build them with damaging gear. So this is another way you can gain that edge over players. As mentioned before, a lot more epics, rares, and legendaries are being used than players are really accustomed to. So this gives you a lot of freedom to try out epics who do a lot of damage, who people who aren't used to seeing, and let you go for that surprise tactic and to try to play mind games with your opponent based on who you have set in your arena defense. So what I would advise you to do is look at your defense as you're attacking it, say it makes the most logical sense for me to have this team built in this certain way, then completely do a 180 and reverse everything about that team so you catch your enemy off guard when they are attacking you. Since the early brackets are so large and there's so many players, it's very unlikely you're going to be seeing the same opponents over and over again. So this gives you a significant advantage while having a defense team set up to allow you to rank up and count on your defense for some additional points that you wouldn't normally see. One of the final things that I want to talk about is the Bazaar for this tag team 3v3 arena. It's really supposed to be called 3v3. I'm not sure why, as you saw from the beginning of the video, they went with the word tag team, but it is what it is there. One thing I don't agree with is the fact that they put cooldowns on what you can buy here. Personally, I haven't spent any gold bars. I do plan on getting the legendary Drexthar because he is one of the few legendaries that I don't currently have, and obviously I would like to collect as many as possible. However, all of my extra gold bars are actually going to be spent on the accessories here. I don't find high value in spending it on anything else besides the accessories. Now, wherever you are in the game, I think it's very important to consider what you spend very carefully. This is a free refill thing where you get 10 battles a day and you can definitely stack up points, but make sure whatever you're buying is worth it. Shards are definitely the lowest value. I know it's tempting when you see an ancient shard, a void shard, even a sacred shard, but I can tell you that for the value, it's definitely not worth to go over these shards because you can end up just getting a chicken anyways. And really quickly, just looking at the chicken price compared to the shard, it's significant enough to pretty much deter you from trying to pull a shard. Now, on another note, while legendary books, epic skills can be a bit hard to get, the price for that also is a little bit steep. I think the accessory is the very safe choice, even though there are random stats there. And regardless of where you are in the game, you will find a use once you buy enough accessories, level them up, find some stats you need to really have an impact on your gameplay. So this is my first video on the 3v3, just some quick tips, nothing too in-depth. I plan on going more in-depth in another video a little bit later on once I'm in the gold arena and I really get to see some of the best teams so I can try out a few things that I have in mind that's going to help everyone regardless of what quality team you are using. As always, if you like this content, don't forget to subscribe, hit that like button, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my next video, and I will see you all in my next upload.